Okay, today we're going to talk about layers of Earth's atmosphere. Okay, first of all, you need what is in italics. So, first of all, the past atmosphere was mostly methane and ammonia. There was a lot more carbon dioxide than there is in present day, and there was very little oxygen. Early photosynthetic life, such as cyanobacteria or blue-green algae, is what sort of ate up all the extra carbon dioxide and it released oxygen, which allowed life to be possible. We're ignoring that for now. Once again, you need what is in italics. Okay, the present atmosphere is roughly 78% nitrogen used to make proteins, 21% oxygen that we need for respiration or breathing, 1% carbon dioxide used by plants to make food, and then you have trace gases, dust particles, and of course water vapor. Okay, the layers of the atmosphere are divided according to changes in temperature. That's the key thing here. They're divided according to changes in temperature. The very first atmospheric layer is a troposphere. It's all the way down here at the bottom, okay, right where we are. It's closest to the Earth. It's where all of the weather is occurring. The temperature drops roughly 6.5 degrees Celsius every kilometer you rise up, which is why the tops of mountains are so much colder than the bottom of the mountain or the base. Okay, you can see right here from this graph that as you get to a new layer of the atmosphere, the temperature changes. This is showing you how temperature changes as you go through each layer. Okay, the next layer up is where airplanes are flying. It's the stratosphere. This is from the tropopause to about 50 kilometers up. It's really cold, negative 60 degrees Celsius. Okay. The jet stream is here, and so is the ozone layer. The ozone layer is what's causing the stratosphere to be as warm as it is. I know negative 60 sounds really cold, but it's actually considerably warmer than the top of the troposphere. Okay, here's the ozone layer right here. It's in the stratosphere. Ozone is actually 3 atoms of oxygen bonded together. The ozone layer absorbs UV rays from the sun. Okay, the mesosphere is the next layer up. I always remember that the mesosphere has meteoroids right here. They're like shooting stars. Okay, it's negative 100 degrees Celsius. You have very thin clouds of ice that you can see in this picture down here. You can only see those at sunrise or sunset. And this is the coldest layer. So mesosphere, meteoroids, coldest layer. And the reason the meteoroids are burning up is because this is the first place things from outer space encounter atoms. So you actually have friction going on from the sides of the meteor and the atoms in the atmosphere. Thermosphere is, once again, the next layer. It begins at roughly 80 kilometers. The air is very thin, and it can be more than 2,000 degrees Celsius. And that is a positive number, so it's really hot. And it's really hot because you have another ozone layer where more UV rays are being absorbed. The thermosphere is subdivided. The lower part of the thermosphere is the ionosphere. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, it's the ionosphere. This is where radio communication happens. It's like where the TV satellites would sort of be hanging out. It's where you're going to find the aurora borealis, which are made up of ions, which are just charged particles like a proton or an electron. And then the very top of the atmosphere is called the exosphere, and this is where most of the artificial satellites are orbiting. They pretty much stay at this one level, and then they just circle the globe. And we're skipping that. Okay, here is the layers of the atmosphere in graph form. And this is showing you the temperature. So here in the troposphere, you can see it starts out pretty warm, and then the higher you go, the colder it gets. As you get to the tropopause, and anytime you see the word pause, all it is a blending of the 2 layers. So as you have the troposphere blending into the stratosphere at the tropopause, the temperature kind of regulates itself and then starts to get much warmer, and it gets warmer in the stratosphere because of the ozone layer. Okay, stratopause. Temperatures are changing. You have the mesosphere, which is very cold. Remember I said meteors burn up there? And then we have the thermosphere, which is subdivided into the ionosphere, where the auroras are, and then the exosphere, where you're exiting space. Okay, outside of our atmosphere, we have the magnetosphere, which is just ions that are protecting Earth from solar wind. You don't really need to worry about this. I'm not going to test that. Okay, I'm not going to test that. And that is it. Make sure you bring your notes to class.